Yuoni is a tense first-person horror game that takes place in 1990s Japan. You take on the role of a young girl trapped in unsettling environments where familiar childhood games have turned deadly. The game's eerie atmosphere is amplified by its authentic Japanese settings, ranging from schools and hospitals to residential homes, all of which feel convincingly lived in and quietly menacing. Yuoni thrives on creating constant suspense by having a haunting narrative and creepy vibes all around. Gameplay in Yuoni centers entirely on stealth and survival. With no combat options, players must hide, dash, and carefully maneuver through maze-like corridors while exploiting the unique weaknesses of various ghostly foes. Some enemies are sensitive to sound, others to sight, requiring careful observation and planning to evade capture. Key objectives revolve around finding specific dolls and completing rituals, which pushes players to explore each area thoroughly, while remembering their paths to avoid deadly mistakes. Despite occasional frustration, the game's tight stealth mechanics and clever enemy design keep the tension high and make each escape feel satisfying. Yuoni delivers a compelling mix of horror and strategy, balancing fear with careful gameplay. The story unfolds through brief text and audio moments, revealing dark secrets among the girl's classmates, yet it never overshadows the core loop of sneaking, hiding, and completing rituals. Multiple endings and hidden content add replay value, encouraging you to return and uncover every secret. While the game can be nerve-wracking, treating it as a structured game show of survival can make it more approachable without dulling the thrills. Yuoni is a pretty average horror game, but it's endearing, well crafted, and rewards careful observation, patience, and courage. I give Yuoni a 5 out of 10. Welcome to Hanwell drops players into a deserted British city overrun by grotesque anomalies, blending open-world exploration with survival horror. You awaken in a morgue beneath the city and must navigate a haunting urban landscape filled with abandoned homes, pubs, and the HCPP Research Center. The game's atmosphere is immediately unsettling, with dim lighting, creeping mist, and an eerie soundscape that includes crackling radios and distant sirens. Every corner of Hanwell feels alive with tension, which encourages you to cautiously explore while uncovering the town's dark history. Gameplay in Welcome to Hanwell balances exploration, scavenging, and survival. You can choose to confront monsters with makeshift weapons or evade them entirely, using the environment to your advantage. Dense, varied locations hide puzzles, clues, and collectibles like DNA samples and witch eyes, which reveal more about the story or have simple achievement purposes. Dynamic events and scripted horror moments keep the tension high, though combat can feel clunky and the pacing occasionally feels slow. Still, the thrill of piecing together the mystery from notes, recordings, and environmental storytelling makes exploring Hanwell rewarding. Welcome to Hanwell is a compelling, if imperfect, open world horror experience. Its visuals, sound design, and immersive urban environments create an intense sense of dread, while secrets and narrative fragments give players reason to dig deeper. Some design and technical issues, like glitchy enemies and a slow start, may frustrate some, but the game's jump scares, atmospheric tension, and unique open world approach make it an endearing choice for horror fans. It's a title that can be both exhilarating and occasionally aggravating, but ultimately leaves a memorable impression. I give Welcome to Hanwell a 6.5 out of 10.
You're one of them.
Dark Receipt is a brief but unsettling psychological horror experience that throws players into a warped version of modern Japan. The game begins in the mundane setting of a convenience store during a night shift, but quickly descends into a nightmarish reality filled with distorted streets, shadowy figures, and strange, enigmatic characters. Its low poly retro aesthetic and carefully designed soundscape heighten the tension, creating a world that feels both familiar and deeply off kilter. Despite its short runtime, Dark Receipt manages to deliver an immediate sense of dread and disorientation. Gameplay in Dark Receipt revolves around puzzle solving, exploration, and stealth. Players must navigate twisted environments, evade pursuing shadows, and interact with peculiar characters to uncover the truth behind their abduction. The game's mechanics are simple but effective, though the limited interactivity and short duration can make some sequences feel inconsequential. While there are moments of genuine tension, you can sometimes bypass challenges accidentally, which undercuts the potential for sustained fear. The focus on evasion and environmental puzzle solving, however, keeps the experience engaging while it lasts. Ultimately, Dark Receipt is a brief, intense horror vignette that hints at something larger than it delivers. Its retro visuals, distorted world, and eerie sound design create an atmosphere that is both tense and intriguing. However, the game's short length and limited depth leave it feeling like a tantalizing glimpse rather than a fully realized experience. Fans of concise, unsettling psychological horror may find it endearing, but those looking for a longer or more intricate story may be left wanting more after running through this 25-minute game. I give Dark Receipt a 4 out of 10.